of training that will carry them through their adult life.
It's more of to really build their character.
To their adult life, and then you said earlier while we were talking off cam that you said that it's not just swimming now. You have the other it already like a triathlon.
Yeah.
And can you tell us more about
Well,
that?
because most probably in the early 90s, we've been telling the adults to, hey, learn how to swim, because most of the adults and the parents tell us, "Oh, it's just my kids, I don't need it anymore because anyway I'm old already." But what we tell them, in case of an emergency, it is the adults that they would rely on to save them or to do something about the situation. Now, if an adult or as a parent, you don't know how to swim, so what's gonna happen there? And then in the advent of triathlon, most of the adult students now come to us. We don't need to encourage them or tell them to enroll anymore, because this is a sport that is really big, like badminton before. Now it's easy to run. It's second nature to us. We're also taught to bike at a young age so that we can stroll in parks. But swimming has never really been in there, not one of their priorities. So to be able to compete in triathlon events and in aquathlon events, which is big right now, you really need to learn how to swim.
Okay, what
Now,
is aquathlon?
aquathlon is a competition wherein you swim a certain distance. For adults, I think minimum is 350 meters. And then you get to, right after you go to a transition, you wear your rubber shoes, probably your shirt, and then you get to run minimum of 3 kilometers to as much as 12 kilometers. And then the race is finished right after that. Or some, they run first, they swim, and then they run again.
And you said that this is for kids and adults.
Kids and adults.
Where do you hold this trainings for this?
Training for this is actually it's together with the training they get in swimming. It's already embedded in the program, because one way of other than swimming as means for you to improve your cardiovascular, your endurance level, you can also go into running. It's as effective as swimming, although not as injury-free as swimming. It's a variation to what you normally do. Because swimmers, they tend to get bored swimming back and forth for 2 hours. So it's more of a variation, and different muscle groups are also involved, and it improves their overall performance in swimming. So that alone, you can already compete in aquathlon events.
And the competition is just with other groups?
Yeah, it's organized by the Triathlon Association of the Philippines, which is a very good organization also. They organize it in such a way that it's held near swimming pools. I think there will be one in Ateneo, because they have a swimming pool there and you can run around Ateneo, where it's safe. Some are in Ayala Alabang village. They have open water aquathlons also. And it involves kids from 6 years old up to adults. It's more of to get their interest into the sport at an early age, so that as they grow older, the next generations will replace the current triathletes that we have right now. And it's another avenue for you to use your swimming skills.
Is there only like one stroke in the swimming?
They do a variety, but the fastest stroke right now is freestyle. So they use freestyle most of the time. Breaststroke, just so they will see where they're going, or probably to take a breather, or probably somebody's in front of them. Some, they do the backstroke to rest. They do a combination of that, but majority of the strokes are done in freestyle.
I see. What like fees? Let's talk about fees, no? How much is it to join like a summer program and to join an aquathlon?
We made our fees competitive. It's not as expensive as what you'd think, because my father's mission then and his goal was to make swimming available to as many individuals as possible. So it ranges from 3,500 to a high of 5,000 for a 10-session package, 1 hour per session, depending on the venue. It changes depending on how much the venue charges for pool fees.
So 3,500 for 10 sessions is like 350 per session.
Per session. Because you'll have swimming lessons that are very expensive, like 8,500 to a high of 9,000.
Is that for swimming alone, or
That's
the whole...
for swimming alone. That's for swimming alone. Triathlon, aquathlon events, they charge to join that competition probably from 450 to a high of 750. Really, really
Very
reasonable.
affordable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
affordable.
Going back to my question earlier, does the business just really thrive during summer?
Mm, uh, we can call 90% of the business before thrive during summer, but now we have like a 60% summer, 40% off season activity because of the PE programs and competitive programs that we run year round. Like for example, this summer we, because of the demand and also because we saw that it's not available in the market, we will be implementing or introducing our Miracle Swim program. It's a non-traditional swimming lesson wherein you go in the pool, you follow the teacher. This is for students who already have fear in the water, ranging from 50-year-old adults to 65-year-old adults. They have fear of, either they have fear of the water, they have fear that they might not have the necessary capability to enter the pool and do the strokes, or they're really very careful where and what program they enroll in. So it's I call it non-traditional because here you will have a 45-minute classroom session wherein we explain to you that the body is not made to sink, it's made to float. Otherwise, we'd be made of probably concrete or steel. That the lungs is our natural lifesaver. It's like a balloon inside our body that will make us float. Proper breathing will help you be buoyant. Those things, so that the adults or those with fear can understand that, hey, this is something that's really true. I just need to get rid of my fears and focus on what I can do. And in this program, we actually ask the students if it's okay, all right for them to perform some of the activities, not like in swimming lessons when I tell you put your head in the water. Here we ask permission, is it all right if you put your face in the water, so that at least they will feel that, oh, my decision is their focus, and I'm more comfortable working in that kind of a program as opposed to just telling me what to do, because I'm the only one who knows my body. I know my limitations, I know what I'm afraid of doing. So that kind of a scenario opens up the confidence level, and students are more cooperative that way and relaxed. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have fun having your swimming lessons, then why continue?
Yeah. Okay. With that, we will have to take a break, and we'll see you in a little bit. And we'll just pause for a short break. Good morning once again. You are watching the Business Portal. I am your host, Rowena Suarez, and we are our segment is Investment Academy, and our guest today is Anthony Lozada from the LOZADA Swim School, and he will let us know the different ways on how to go for in the business, how to earn in this business and how they started. He already told us a story earlier, and where it's going. Before that, we'll just go into our finance news. We have a slide. Okay, business and finance news. The peso retreats by 2 centavos. The peso slid slightly against the US dollars as risk-averse market players sought safe haven in the US currency. And the Philippine debt yields closed higher amid rising inflation. Debt moves up due to the impact of February inflation, prices rising fast. That's why you know that the gasoline is biglang tumataas and all because nga of the inflation rate. And the T-bill sales top targets. The government sold more than planned. Demand outstripped the supply. And for our money news, on the Finance Watch, the stock market opened at 3,884.41. It went on a high of 3,905.06, a low of 3,879.11, and it closed at 3,886.48. The peso-dollar exchange rate, it opened at 43 43,300, and the high at 43.250, a low of 43.410, and it closed at 43.300. For our there's a seminar this coming March 26. It's called the Awaken the Millionaire in You by Chinky Tan. It's going to be in SM Mega Trade Hall function rooms, and it's the success starts by having the money mindset of the rich. So you can just go to moneymanila.blogspot.com. And our read for the week is this Brian Tracy, Focal Point, a proven system to simplify your life and double your productivity and achieve your goals. That is from Brian Tracy. It's a very good read for so you can just go to National Bookstore and get the copy. And for messages, please text us at 0917-862-7576. Later, our guest will also share with us the book that he also read, to keep on inspiring him into being this business. So, where is it? Where we left off earlier? We know that of course you have so many venues for the programs. So of course you oversee everything, and of course you have your coaches. Right? How do you get coaches, and how can our public also know how they have opportunities in this business?
It is actually, we employ a system wherein we first is recruitment, and then we train them. We train them in our BLSS way of teaching and managing, and then successful individuals get to be assigned in our different venues. But we make sure that before we assign them, they really have a good hold of what we believe in, the program itself, and taking care of our students, because that's always the reminder of our dad, even before he passed away, to take care of the students and to take care of the clients as well. So what we do is, no matter who your coach will be, or doesn't matter who your teacher will be, because sometimes they're absent, or probably they go abroad for another opportunity, the system will always be there, and you are assured of the consistency and uniformity of the program. It's a tried and tested method, so whoever is applying it will apply it in the same way. Probably the features will change, or the delivery will change, but the content is there, and you are assured of the program in itself.
So they undergo through training to be able to teach the Bert LOZADA way.
Yes, training in the technical skills, training in psychology. They get a couple of hours in child psychology, and also how you speak, the phonetics, and how you get your message across. Because teaching is not just telling them what to do. It's also making sure that they understand. It's also making sure that when you do observe them, it's the right skills that you have in mind. And it's also making sure that you listen to your students, how they feel about doing those activities.
Speaking about that, how do you compare that to like a classroom, and like their classroom now here is the water, right?
Yeah,
so how is it?
We call the BLSS kids program as like a preschool in the water. It's a different venue. It's an aquatic environment, but it's more or less the same as what you have in the classroom. Other than having chairs and tables and a blackboard, you will have your kickboard, teaching aids, and the fun part of learning how to swim. It's also a structured program, but flexible to the needs of the child or the student. That's why we keep our student-teacher ratio rather low. Sometimes it's 3:1. We do one-on-ones. We do 5:1. It will depend on the capability level of the group and the need of the child or an adult, whatever purpose it may serve.
So you have you mentioned adults, but mostly are children. Your students are children. Right?
Yeah, 60% are children, as opposed to before it's 90% children. Now we're beginning to have the teenagers there, and the adults, and the matured adults as well. Different needs, different training systems, different technology involved, fundamentals involved, But just the same, the results are assured.
So how many coaches